Hello and welcome to the class again. Today I want you to think about your dorsal spine. Imagine you had a dorsal fin. You've seen a whale and the lovely way they move, and they've got this dorsal fin. So we're going to imagine we've got one in the middle of our shoulder blades, and I'll tell you a bit more about that in a minute. But so first of all, lying down on your mat and placing the soles of your feet on the mat like you normally do. Have head support if you need it, and just be conscious of where you think that point is below your shoulder blades. So start to move the shoulders down away from your ears and walk your hands down, and then just focus on that point and close your eyes and really take your senses inwards to that point and where the breath is going now, because we're conscious a lot of the front of the body but not the back of the body. So we need to focus on that as well. So just as you just let the breath become normal and follow it. Let's see if you can direct it into that area. Because we always talk about the rib cage and the chest. Let's see if you can direct it there. And be conscious of how your breath feels today, how it's affecting your mind, how the mind affects the breath and vice versa. Is it smooth or not? Where it's going. And, I've got a book here with 365 daily inspirations for heart-centered living, and well, there's a lot of news going on today, and the title is "Truth in Journalism is usually found in the comic pages." Very true, and the funniest things are always more about real life, aren't they? A radio commentator noted that the news we generally receive through the media is, in inverted commas, a proctological view of life. What is presented as the news is a carefully distilled entree of mayhem, culled for commercial saleability, playing on base fears and sensationalism. Much of the news we receive is not honest, for it is not an accurate reflection of the truth. While the media lets us know that a rape occurs every 5 minutes, it does not tell us how many acts of kindness occurred in that time. We rarely receive statistics on how many children were brought into the world with delight and appreciation, how many teachers told their students you are destined for greatness, how many athletes dug into themselves for the stamina to complete their jogging, how many creditors extended extra grace to their overdue accounts, how many drivers slowed down to allow cars from a side street, etc., etc. When the news reflects the whole of life, not just its sordid aspects, it would be honest, serviceable, and worthy for our attention. If we wish to get more accurate news, we must withdraw our fascination from evil and reinvest it in peace. A San Francisco newspaper published 2 different versions of a day's news. One with a sensational headline about murder, and the other with a more modest banner about progress in peace talks. The sensational headline outsold the more mellow edition by 4 to 1. Invest in a better world by placing your attention on what works rather than what doesn't. Do not start or end your day by listening to the news. Celebrate all the good you hear about and pray that we learn from our pain and suffering excuse me, rather than dwell on it. Make the news of the day better by shining the light of your consciousness on the good, the beautiful, and the true. So, are we going to do good, beautiful, and true in our yoga today? Of course we are. So roll onto your hands and knees. Come to all fours, and we're going to do the cat pose first. So, hands under your shoulders and knees under your hips. And now, this dorsal fin that you've got here between your shoulder blades, I want you to, in this movement that we do here, to focus on that point. We usually focus with, obviously it's focused on the back, but also the tummy and the, so do it with the breathing. I'll leave you to do with how you're breathing, but what I want you to do is inhale and exhale as you go into the different two parts of it, but moving from the middle here. Okay, so first of all, you're trying to squeeze that dolphin fin here and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep them away from your, don't bring them up by your ears now, and really, then you release the tummy and everything. And then the back is rounded, isn't it? The head comes in, the chin in, and then you're separating the shoulder blades now, aren't you? So, and then going the other way with the breath. Just hold it there, breathing in and breathing out for a moment, looking up, moving your chest a little bit forward. Can you work the shoulder blades a little bit on that? Try not to creep the neck back too much and still breathe. Then on the next out breath, and then bring the chin in, take your tail under, and then can you get the more rounding of the back here, so as you breathe in, then come through, and squeeze there, as if you were trying to retract that dolphin fin, and then round your back again. So in your own time, just a couple of times more, just focusing on that point. Think about opening it out and then pulling it in. As you come forward, be careful about the neck. Just a little bit of work there, and a little bit warmed up in the back and everything. Okay. And then just go back into child, just bring your toes together. Keep the arms extended forward first. Let the head drop down. And then just bring the arms out to the side this time. And expand a little there across the shoulders. And then bring your hands back to your feet and place your hands on top of your feet, and then release your shoulders from there. And just let go of it a little bit, and then bring the backs of the hands. Yeah. Take a breath. Breathe in and come up. And then, so you'll need to be near a wall. I've got a breakfast bar here. Or something. So we're going to do dog pose now, and we're going to place the hands on the wall and the first finger and the thumb, and make that position as wide as the mat, and then walk the knees back and do them hips, tuck the toes under from there. Then we're just going to do it with bent knees and really get the straightening of the back. So on the next out breath, bring the thighs up to the rest of the body and get that nice extension of the back. Keep the head in line. It's quite a bit of work on the arms, isn't it? Not too bad on the wrists, I don't think. And then can you bring the shoulders away from the ears, widen them. Maybe, it's hard to get the heels down from here, isn't it? But just working away from the wall, breathing in and breathing out. And try to get some action there. And that's also fin. Another 2 breaths. Tuck the tummy in and back a little bit more, lengthening the spine, bend the knees in again then, and come down. Quite a bit of work on the arms here, so just fold the arms and bring your head down onto the arms. Then bring the hands back again. A couple of breaths there. And breathe in, come up. Now you need a block and a chair. So I'm placing this block in the middle of the chair here. I'm going to sit on the edge. And then I'm going to move the block up into that place and up. We can grow a dorsal fin now, except it's a block. So, can you get it in the middle of the shoulder blades there? And you can really feel where you have to work. There. If you haven't got a block or anything, you can still bring your hands there and try and work into that position. And then you have to think what the head's doing and what the shoulders are on other down. So just bring your hands down the sides there. And now just take a couple of breaths and focus on that position. And if you lean back a little bit, that will dig into you. And you'll be aware of where it is. If you move your hands back even more, that really helps you. And it's good, it opens up the chest and the rib cage and everything. It's quite nice. Keep the hands down so that the shoulders don't lift. And then just let go of the arms. Do you think we can do a shoulder roll from here? So bring the shoulders up towards your ears and then bring them apart and down. Sliding down your back, and then you can feel some movement there. So again, try and centre your head. Breathe in, lift the shoulders up now. Then bring them apart and back and down. And sliding down your back. One more. It's quite a bit of work, really, isn't it? And breathe in, lift the shoulders up. Breathing out. Now slide them down, 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 nice and smoothly. We're trying to get it smoothly here. Now adjust the head a little bit. Okay, now can you remove this? You still get the feeling of it. So you have to start to use your tummy muscles to sit up in that position. Have the legs at a nice right angle. This is a nice sitting position using your spine and the tummy supporting your back and everything. So can you still imagine this thing here? And then can we start to gently lift the arms up and fold them, trying to get them behind your head. If you've got a big head, then you have to not fold so much. and hold the middle of the lower arms or something. But we're trying to, again, get these shoulder blades to slide down, separate, and then you've got to work the tummy to kick that in, and then centre yourself. Make sure everything's even with the feet and the legs. So it's more work than you think it might be, isn't it, really? And then probably just bring the hands down, chair there, and the shoulders up. And then you can stand up in Tadasana. So let's just have the feet underneath the hips. Nice standing position. Balanced now. So the crown of the head faces the ceiling, the chin is not lifted. But if you bring the chin down very slightly and think of the chest up a little bit, so it's brain down and heart up here. Just very slightly and very firm down from the hips and everything, spreading the toes. And it's a very nice, secure standing position. You could, because you're evenly on your feet as well, on four corners of your feet. You could stand here for a long time because you're perfectly balanced with the ears of the shoulders, of the hips, knees, ankles. The arms just by your side here. And it's truly wonderful. Okay, let's do the standing lift Utkatasana. Do the arms up, shoulders down. Okay. Again, being conscious of this place here. Feet and legs together. Breathe in, breathing out, and bend the knees. Bend the knees, bend the knees, bend the knees. But lift the body up. Tuck the tail a little bit. Lift, breathe, and can you look up now? Shoulders down. Focus on your dorsal. Feel that you've just grown. And breathe in and come up. And release. Have a little wiggle out there. Okay, and we're going to do a Parsvatanasana now, the side angle towards the wall. So feet together, turn the left toes out and step forward with the right. Now, I want you to place your hands on the wall, so you might have to move back a little bit more. Press on the wall here. Try and get the hips even here, so keeping this one back. And then can you get some movement here now from that by just moving the hips back, but the arms onto the wall. Not too much pushing, just breathing. Just trying to even yourself up and get some movement there. That's what I want to do with this today. But then you might be able to start working down a little bit more. Working down, working down, working down. If your fingers reach easily, do that. If not, just do what you can. But I want you to just pay attention to then climb up again, keeping your back extended. And then change, stepping back. Feet together, right toes turned out, step forward. Adjust the hips so they're facing the wall. Then place your hands on the wall. And keep this left one back so you're even here. Now extend the spine by moving the hips back. Moving the hips. So there's a little bit of resistance on the wall, but the movement is by moving away from the wall. Then you might want to move down a bit. Be aware of your breath and where it's going. Then you might, if you can place the fingertips there. If you can't, then stay on the wall as far as down as you can. Make sure you haven't lifted the head too much.
20 minutes.
And breathe in and come up. Then we're just going to do Trikonasana against the wall, because that will keep the back nice and straight. So you need a block. Come to the wall. I'm not moving my mat because it's not so good here, but to move your mat probably. Nice and wide with the legs. Just place the block over on the right there. Turn the left toes in, right toes out. Now, the heel's just a little away from the wall, just to accommodate your bottom, so you're not right against it. Right, and the flat now, I haven't got a wall here, I've only got half a wall. But it's very nice to have the wall there, so that your back is flat against the wall. Okay. So, lift the arms up, breathing in, breathing out. Just bring this right arm down. Keep the other arm out so that the chest is still open. And then get your back flat to the wall. And the wall is a very good teacher. So you're extending this out as far as you can. You might want to make it a bit lower. That's up to you. The back, the main thing I want to do is the back flat against the wall. Then you can bring this top arm against the wall. You might fit slightly on the back of the head, and you can get a really nice posture from that, keeping your both sides here nice and long. And then breathe in and come up. You can take block with you. Turn the feet round the other way. Okay. And the back against the wall now. So, stretch the arms up, breathing in, lengthen, breathing out, go to the left now, hands on the block, the other arm up on against the wall, and your back to the wall, and just extend, if you can extend a little bit more over, just keep your head centered. Or you could look up if it's comfortable, but I just want to make sure the main thing is your back against the wall, your legs nice and straight, and you want to get down a little bit more if you can. But that ball is really a help to keep your head in place, your back nice and flat. Breathe in and come up into Uttanasana now. Okay, and just release down and let go. Bottom up the wall, high as you can with your sitting pose. Push against the wall and breathe in, extend your spine forward and up, and breathing out and down. Okay, so being as we're working on the dorsal, we've got to do the dolphin, haven't we? If you do normal headstand, you can do that. If you do headstand, you should be keeping up your practice really. So you can do headstand if you normally do it. So the dolphin, you want your elbows under the shoulders. Interlock the fingers, and you're on the sides of your wrist and the side of the hand here, and it's shoulder width apart, so you could measure that by placing your hands on your upper arms. So this obviously is the start of the headstand, isn't it, normally? And bring the hands apart a bit. So, and then just your knees on under the hips. Okay, so you breathe in, breathing out, come forward as much as you can, straighten, breathing out, come back, as much as you can, shoulders away from the ears. So can you focus on your dorsal doing this? Breathing in, lengthen, breathing out. Breathing in, come forward. Breathing out and back. And keeping your feet together. All the toes tucked under. Shoulders away from your ears. With the breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Can we do another 6, do you think? Just make you a bit warm. Particularly, you can really focus on that. Well, particularly as you go back, I find you can get some more movement there. Are you counting? I think we'll probably do another 4 maybe. Breathing. If you're desperate to stop, then do stop. Just one more here, and release. You can go back into child now. Rest your head and your arms. Top of your head down, and release. Take 3 good breaths. And then breathe in and up. So from there, I thought it'd be nice to do the be nice to do the cobra and work this also a bit more. If you place a block between your ankles, that helps you keep your feet down. So we're going to be face down on the mat. If that's not for you, you can sit on a chair and do some work, bringing your arms back and bringing away the dorsal from there. Okay, so when moving, once we've got the top of the body in place, we're moving down from the hips to lengthen the legs as much as you can, and then grip the block a little bit with the tail down, and keep the front of the feet on the mat. Hands under your shoulders. I can be a little bit forward for the first one. Keeping your elbows in, breathing out, and just extend your chest forward. If you feel any bad effects of the back, then you're not got your legs down enough, or you come up too high. The back should feel long, the head centered, shoulders back, and then come down slowly. Now you can progress to bringing the hands back a bit more. You might want to move the legs away a bit more. That's one leg, the other leg, and gripping front of the feet down. Breathe in and start to lift. Breathing out and extend. Be aware of the dorsal. Slowly down. You may want to bring your hands back a bit more. Grip, extend the legs back as much as you can. Keep the hips, the pubic bone down. Elbows in. Breathe in, breathing out. Extend the chest through, shoulders back. Back extension, and down. Bring your hands under your forehead here, your folded arms, tuck the chin slightly, let the feet fall apart, so the heels are falling apart, the toes are still in towards each other, and let go from there. Take 3 nice relaxing breaths. coming up from there, I think the shoulders push up, and we're going to do Viparita Karani with our legs up the wall. If you want to do shoulder stand at this point, if you normally do it how you do it, then you can do that. If not, we're going to sit to the side of the wall, float the legs up, bring the bottom to the wall as much as you can. Shoulders down, arms out. Oh, lovely. And you can let all the tension drain away down your legs. Release the shoulders and your back, just let them go, the tummy. Just keep the heaviness in the hips, and you can rely on the earth here to support you, so you can just let go into it with your upper body, and then you've got support of the legs on the wall there. Or it could be back of a sturdy chair or sofa or anything, but really lovely to get your legs up. Just breathing, just be conscious of letting go as much as you can. Bring the legs a bit wide because we've done that today. But again, just nice and easy, not trying to overstretch. See how they go. Try and keep them even, but letting go from there. Make sure the head is centered. It's making some rude noises here, this leg, against the wood here. And then you could go gently into Padasana with the soles of the feet together. Bring them down a little bit. As you want to work the legs a bit more, you can place your hands on your thighs and push back, but keep the shoulders down. Just have a look and make sure the feet are even. So the upper body is still relaxed. Another couple of breaths. And then just bring your hands on the outside of the knees here, bring them in or onto the right side and
10 minutes gone.
up, and then have a little walk onto your mat. And we're just going to do a forward bend, Padasana. So bringing your sitting bones on the mat, sitting up nice and tall. Feel how you've worked here, so you can really sit up nicely now. Breathe in and lift the arms up, lengthen, breathing out and extending over the legs. So the legs are working, top body relaxed. Let the head go. Hold lightly at the sides of your legs of your feet. Relax the shoulders, lift the elbows slightly, let the head go. Just a very relaxing forward bend. Breathing in, breathing out. Another 3 good slow breaths. Just letting go. Up, breathe in and come up, the way you went down, and bring the arms. Now if you bring the arms back, we can go into the opposite movement, Purvatasana. So bring the hands back behind your hips, bring the shoulders back, be aware of this dorsal here. Breathe in, breathing out, lift the bottom off, stretch the legs, bring the head back if it's comfortable. And you should be in a straight line. Slowly come down. Place your feet on the mat lying down. We're just going to do a relaxed lying twist and then into Shavasana. So, arms just relaxed out, shoulders down, feet on the mat, and feet and knees hip width apart. Breathe in, breathing out, just let the knees go over to the right. See on the sides of your feet now. But are the shoulders still flat on the mat? So have a little wiggle around so that your shoulders are flat on the mat. So you have to have a wiggle with your shoulders and spine a little bit. Make sure you haven't lifted the chin, and you could gently bring the head over to the left just a little bit, just let it go. Then breathe in and come up, center yourself again, your head and the legs. Breathing out, over to the other side, and be conscious of the upper body, nothing smooth there. Let them go right over. And then you may have to adjust so the back is flat again and the head is centered and everything. A couple of breaths there, letting go on the out breath. And breathe in and come up and get ready for Shavasana. Well, you're in quite a good place for Shavasana at the moment. So you could just stretch your legs out from there, really, can't you? If you want to go back with legs up the wall, you could do that. So from here, it's a good way to get into Shavasana. Make sure the lower back is down here. And then from there, just stretch one leg. Or straighten one leg a bit. And then there, let them go. Now, can you move the right shoulder down away from your right ear, the left shoulder down away from your left ear, arms a little way away from you, legs away from each other, center the head and let go. Closing your eyes. If it's light, you might want to cover your eyes, take your glasses off. Just do nothing. Bring the hips right down to the ends of your toes. Release. Legs heavy. Release your hips, pelvis, ribs, chest, shoulders, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, hands, fingers. And as you completely soften and relax your palms, the fingers will curl in on their own, and then you can hardly feel them at all. And think about your feet, that you're relaxing so much, the soles of your feet, you can hardly feel them at all. And eventually you may not
actually feel them too. And then release all your facial muscles, your jaw, with your eyes gently closed, just let them drop back into their sockets, towards the back of the head. Release your face, allow it to become smooth. The whole body letting go. As the body becomes still, we hope the mind becomes still. But any thoughts, you can just be aware of them, but let them pass by. Letting go and keeping your awareness, isn't it? Okay, and then start to move your hands and your feet a bit. And slide one foot on the mat and the other foot onto the mat. Just move your bottom down a little bit to release your back a bit more. Have a little stretch of your arms up, straight from the shoulders, and release. Walk the feet in, bend your knees into your chest, hold around the back of your thighs, have a little, not straighten the leg, but stretch it a little bit, stretch them a little bit, and roll the way to the right side. One, place your hand under your head. Hold it there for a moment. And push your hands up onto sitting on a block with your legs crossed. Slightly on your knees. Lift your spine. Just hold it there for a moment. And in Namaste, under your breastbone, really lift yourself up. Eyes. Namaste. Have a good week. Remember, don't watch too much news.